As Jake Thompson stepped out of his car and gazed up at the bright red and yellow neon sign above the entrance, he felt an unsettling mix of nostalgia and concern. It had been over a year since he last walked through the doors of Mia's Diner, a place that held countless memories for him. As the owner, Jake was often caught up in meetings, dealing with suppliers or managing the day-to-day operations, leaving little time to experience the diner as a customer. Lately, however, whispers of discontent and a few anonymous reviews had been eating away at him. Friends and regulars had mentioned that something felt off, something that didn't align with the welcoming atmosphere Mia's Diner was known for. Today, driven by a gut feeling, Jake decided to take a different approach. He dressed down in old jeans with a small tear at the knee, a faded hoodie, and a baseball cap pulled low over his brow, hoping to go incognito. He wanted to see for himself how his staff interacted with customers without the pressure of his presence looming over them. As he entered the diner at exactly 12:46 p.m., right in the midst of the lunch rush, the familiar scents of grilled burgers, fresh fries, and sweet pies enveloped him. It was a comforting aroma that reminded him of home, of the warmth his grandmother always infused into her cooking. Yet, as he stood in line and looked around, he quickly noticed a stark difference. No one acknowledged him. Not a single staff member offered a greeting or even a smile. The cashier, a young man named Tyler, was distractedly scrolling through his phone, while another server named Sarah chewed gum noisily, seemingly oblivious to the flow of customers. "Next," Sarah called out, still not looking up. "Can I get a cheeseburger and a side of fries, please?" Jake replied, trying to keep his voice casual. "Is that all?" she asked, tapping the screen without making eye contact. "Yeah, thanks," Jake said, handing over cash and stepping aside to wait for his order. That's when he overheard some employees whispering nearby. "Look at him," Tyler smirked, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Just another walk-in who probably doesn't even tip." Ever since they started hiring from that shelter program, things have been going downhill. Jake's heart sank. He felt a wave of disappointment wash over him. The very place that was supposed to embrace everyone felt cold and unwelcoming. He stood frozen, listening as they continued to speak. "Rumor has it the owner is some rich guy who never shows his face," Sarah chimed in. "He probably doesn't even know half the people he hired." Jake could feel his anger building, but alongside it was a deeper sense of betrayal. This diner was not just a business to him. It was a community, a place where people could find solace and second chances. But now, it seemed like the staff didn't even believe in that mission anymore. After a moment of contemplation, he approached the counter once more. "Actually, I think I'll cancel that burger," he said flatly. "Are you sure?" Tyler asked, barely looking up. "Yeah," Jake replied, his voice devoid of enthusiasm. "I've lost my appetite." With that, he turned and walked out, closing the door behind him as he sat in his car, staring blankly at the steering wheel. The air felt heavy, and his fingers drummed a slow rhythm on the dashboard. He wasn't sure what hurt more, the fact that they didn't recognize him or the fact that they didn't care. But he wasn't finished yet. Determined to uncover just how deep the issues ran, Jake knew he needed to listen before he could speak. As he leaned back in his seat, the words of his grandmother echoed in his mind. She had always said, "You can't plant a garden and forget to water it." He realized that while he may have hired good people, he had been absent when they needed guidance the most. With renewed purpose, he decided it was time to take action and address the situation head-on. Then, if this story resonates with you, share it with someone who might need a reminder about the importance of showing up for those you care about. After leaving the diner, Jake Thompson sat there in his car, grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. The disappointment he felt was palpable, a deep ache in his chest that echoed the lack of warmth he had just experienced in his own establishment. He leaned back in the driver's seat, trying to process the harsh reality he had just witnessed. The laughter and camaraderie that once filled Mia's Diner seemed to have vanished, replaced by an environment that felt cold and indifferent. As he sat there, he replayed the conversations he had overheard in his mind. The dismissive comments from Tyler and Sarah haunted him. They didn't just reflect a lack of respect for him as the owner. They revealed an even deeper problem. The culture of Mia's Diner had shifted, and it was clear that his employees had become disconnected from the very heart of what the diner represented. It was a place of community, a safe haven for those seeking comfort and connection, and yet it appeared that some staff members viewed it as merely a paycheck. Jake glanced through the windshield, watching the ebb and flow of customers entering and exiting the diner. A teenager in a school uniform hurried inside, while a couple bickered softly as they made their way to a booth. Each interaction reminded him of how Mia's Diner was meant to be, a space where laughter and warmth thrived. But today it felt like the light that once shone so brightly had dimmed, leaving only shadows. As the minutes passed, Jake realized he needed to gather more information before taking any action. He decided not to drive away just yet. Instead, he leaned back and took a deep breath, determined to listen and observe. He wanted to understand the atmosphere inside his diner, to see if the issues he witnessed extended beyond the two employees he had overheard. After about 10 minutes, he stepped out of the car and walked toward the back of the diner, where he noticed a small alleyway leading to a side entrance. He knew there were no cameras in this secluded spot, which allowed him to stand close to the kitchen window without being seen. He could hear the muffled sounds of laughter and chatter, along with the clattering of dishes and sizzling from the grill. This was the heart of the diner, the place where the magic happened, and he was determined to uncover its current state. Through the cracked window, Jake listened intently as the voices of his staff filled the air. Big Reggie, the grill master, was in the kitchen, his deep laugh resonating as he shared stories with the younger cooks. "You all know that Jake started this place with just a couple $100 and a smoker, right?" he said with a hint of pride. The room fell silent for a moment before Tyler replied, "Yeah, but he's never here to see how hard we work." Jake felt a mix of pride and disappointment swell within him. Reggie's dedication to the diner and its mission was clear, but Tyler's flippant remarks struck a nerve. It was evident that some employees felt undervalued and disconnected from the diner's purpose. "Listen, this isn't just a job for some of us," Reggie continued, his tone serious. "We remember what this place used to mean." Jake's heart swelled at Reggie's words. This was the spirit he wanted to cultivate, a sense of belonging and purpose among his staff. But it seemed that others, like Tyler and Sarah, had lost sight of that. Jake realized that he had been too hands-off, allowing a culture of disregard to take root. As he stepped away from the window, Jake's resolve strengthened. He needed to confront these issues head-on and restore the diner's soul. He decided to call for a team meeting, a chance to address the problems openly and re-establish the values that Mia's Diner was founded on. That night, he sent a group message to all employees. "Team meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. Attendance is mandatory. No exceptions. No emojis, no explanations, just enough to make them sit up and take notice." Tomorrow would be the beginning of a much-needed change. If you've ever felt disconnected from a place or a purpose, remember that it's never too late to reconnect. Take the first step and reach out to those around you. The morning of the team meeting arrived quickly for Jake Thompson. He barely slept the night before, his mind racing with thoughts about the diner and his employees. Each moment from the previous day replayed in his mind. The laughter, the disrespect, and the realization that he had allowed Mia's Diner to drift away from its core mission. He knew he had to take action, but he wanted to ensure it was done the right way. As he pulled up to the diner, he felt a mix of nerves and determination. He parked his car and took a moment to gather his thoughts before stepping inside. Today he would walk in not as an invisible owner, but as a leader ready to engage with his team. Dressed in his usual charcoal blazer over a clean button-down shirt, Jake looked every bit the part of a committed owner. He took a deep breath and entered the diner, ready to face his staff. The atmosphere was noticeably different as employees trickled in one by one. Sarah arrived late, her phone glued to her hand, while Tyler sauntered in with a casual demeanor, earbuds still in. Reggie, however, was already there, unlocking the side door with a familiar ease. As Jake scanned the room, he noticed a mix of expressions, curiosity, indifference, and a hint of anxiety. He cleared his throat, bringing silence over the group. "I appreciate you all being here," he began, his voice steady. "I won't take up too much of your time, but I need to share some important thoughts with you. Mia's Diner isn't just a place to work. It's named after my grandmother, Mia Thompson. She believed in feeding people and giving them second chances, regardless of their circumstances." Jake paused, allowing his words to sink in. He could see some employees exchanging glances, particularly Reggie, whose expression reflected understanding and respect. "Yesterday, I walked in disguised, hoping to experience the diner as a customer. What I encountered shocked me. I heard comments that were disrespectful, not just toward me, but toward each other and our patrons. This place is about community, and right now I don't see that spirit here." The tension in the room was palpable. He could feel eyes on him, some filled with guilt, others with defiance. Jake continued, "I heard some of you talk about the owner as if he's a ghost. The truth is I've been absent. I thought I could step back and let you manage, but I realize now that I've failed to lead. The disrespect I heard, that's on me for not being present." As Jake spoke, he noticed Sarah fidgeting with her hands, her expression shifting from defiance to contemplation. Tyler crossed his arms tightly, his body language betraying a mix of defensiveness and intrigue. "I'm not here to fire anyone today," Jake added, "but I am here to fix this. We need to be a team again. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about this diner. What does it mean to you?" Reggie stepped forward, his voice calm yet firm. "This place saved me, Jake. I was in a rough spot when you gave me a chance, and I want to help others feel that same hope. But we need to treat each other with respect." Jake nodded, grateful for Reggie's words. "Exactly. We have to remember that everyone here has a story. I'm introducing monthly staff check-ins to ensure we're all on the same page. I'll be here more often, and we're going to start gathering real feedback from our customers, not just the online reviews." He looked around the room, searching for signs of agreement. "If anyone feels they can't be part of this mission, I understand. But I want you to think carefully about your choice. If you can't bring respect into this diner, then it's best for everyone if you find somewhere else to work." The silence that followed was heavy with unspoken thoughts. Finally, a server named Tiana raised her hand. "I didn't know you were watching us like that, Jake. Thank you for showing up. I want to do better." Jake felt a sense of relief wash over him as he acknowledged her words. "That's what I want to hear. We're all in this together, and I believe we can turn things around." If you've ever felt the need for change, don't hesitate to voice your feelings. Taking the first step can lead to renewed purpose and connection. After the team meeting, Jake Thompson felt a renewed sense of purpose. He had laid out his intentions clearly, and the response from his staff had given him hope. Yet he knew that words alone would not be enough to create lasting change. Actions would be vital. He needed to establish a culture of accountability and respect at Mia's Diner, and that meant making some tough decisions. The next day, Jake arrived at the diner early, ready to implement the new initiatives he had discussed. He had taken the time to prepare 2 folders, one for employees who were committed to staying and contributing to the diner's mission, and another for those who might feel it was time to move on. As he set the folders on the counter, he felt a mix of anxiety and anticipation. When the staff began to arrive, Jake could sense a different energy in the air. There was an underlying tension, but also a hint of curiosity about what he had planned. As everyone gathered, Jake addressed them again. "I want to thank you for your honesty during our last meeting. Today I'm giving you a choice. You can choose to stay and be part of the restoration of Mia's Diner. Or if you feel this isn't the right place for you, you can leave with a recommendation and 2 weeks' pay. No hard feelings either way." The room fell silent as his words sank in. Some employees exchanged glances, clearly processing the weight of what he had just said. Tension hung in the air, but Jake stood firm, ready to support their decisions. One by one, employees began to approach the counter, their expressions revealing their intentions. Reggie was the first. He stepped forward confidently, picked up the first folder, and signed his name without hesitation. "I'm staying, Jake. This place saved me, and I want to help to bring it back to what it should be." Jake nodded appreciatively, feeling a surge of pride. Shortly after, Charisse, another server who had joined the diner after culinary school, followed suit. "I'm in too," she said with a smile. "I believe in what Mia's Diner stands for." As the day progressed, more employees made their choices. Tiana stepped up next, her hand shaking slightly. "I want to stay and help. I didn't realize how important this place was until now." But then came the moment Jake had been anticipating with a mix of dread and understanding. Sarah approached him, her demeanor serious. "I think I need to go," she said quietly, her voice barely above a whisper. "I've been chasing a paycheck, and I know I'm not the right fit for this place." Jake met her gaze, seeing the honesty in her eyes. "Thank you for being upfront, Sarah. It takes courage to admit that. You handled today with grace, and I appreciate your honesty." She nodded, a look of relief washing over her face as she signed the second folder. Finally, Tyler shuffled forward, his expression uncertain. After a moment of hesitation, he placed his form on the counter. "I'm staying," he said, his voice steadier than it had been before. "And I'll prove that I can do better." Jake smiled, feeling a sense of hope for the future. "I believe you, Tyler. It's not just about staying. It's about committing to making this place better." With their decisions made, the atmosphere in the diner began to shift. Employees who had chosen to stay started working together, and a sense of camaraderie began to form. Jake watched as they served customers with renewed energy, laughing and chatting as they moved about the diner. The lunch rush began, and for the first time in a while, the diner felt alive. Regulars returned, and new faces filled the booths. Jake stood at the counter, taking notes, observing how his team interacted with customers. It was clear that while there was still work to be done, the foundation for a better culture was starting to take shape. As the day wore on, Jake felt a sense of optimism he hadn't experienced in months. It was just the beginning, but he knew they were on the right path toward restoring the soul of Mia's Diner. If you're faced with a choice, remember that honesty is key. Embrace the opportunity to grow, whether it's in your career or personal life. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. I'm excited to share some valuable insights about turmeric, a spice that has gained a lot of attention for its incredible health benefits. You may have heard about turmeric in various health discussions, but do you really know what makes it so special? Turmeric, often referred to as the golden spice, is not just a flavorful addition to your meals, it's backed by centuries of traditional use and modern research supporting its healing properties. The active compound in turmeric, known as curcumin, is renowned for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. This means it can help reduce inflammation in the body, which is a root cause of many chronic diseases. For those of you who are looking to improve your overall health or manage specific conditions, incorporating turmeric into your daily routine might just be the game changer you need. However, while turmeric can be highly beneficial, many people do not experience these effects fully. In fact, research shows that a significant percentage of older adults, over 85%, struggle to absorb enough curcumin to feel its benefits. This issue is not due to the quality of the turmeric they are using, but rather how they are combining it with other foods. It's crucial to understand that not all food pairings are created equal, especially when it comes to maximizing the benefits of turmeric. So why is it that so many people fail to harness the power of turmeric? This is what we are going to explore in today's video. We will delve into some common dietary pitfalls that can inhibit your body's ability to absorb curcumin effectively. By the end of this discussion, you'll gain insights into what foods to avoid when consuming turmeric, as well as some smart substitutions that can significantly enhance its absorption. But before we dive into the specifics, let's take a moment to appreciate the versatility of turmeric. It can be easily added to various dishes, from curries and soups to smoothies and teas. Many people enjoy their morning routines with a warm cup of turmeric tea or a sprinkle of turmeric in their oatmeal. Yet despite these efforts, they might still be missing out on the full benefits. This is where understanding food pairings comes into play. In today's video, I will highlight 3 specific types of foods that can unknowingly block the benefits of turmeric. We'll look at how these everyday items can interact with curcumin and why they might be undermining your health goals. Additionally, I will provide you with alternatives and suggestions on how to incorporate turmeric effectively into your meals. As we move forward, think about your own experiences with turmeric. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, yet not seeing the results you expected? I encourage you to reflect on this and share your thoughts in the comments below. Whether you've been using turmeric in your cooking or just starting to explore its benefits, your insights could help others in our community. Remember, health is not just about the ingredients you use, but also how you use them. By making informed choices about food pairings, you can truly unlock the potential of turmeric in your diet. So sit back, relax, and let's embark on this journey together to discover how to make turmeric work for you. Stay tuned as we explore the first common food that can hinder your turmeric experience. Let's get started. Now that we've introduced turmeric and its impressive benefits, let's dive deeper into a critical question. Why is it that so many people, especially older adults, are not experiencing the benefits of turmeric? Despite their best efforts to include this remarkable spice in their diets, many find themselves disappointed with the results. The answer often lies not in the turmeric itself, but in how it is combined with other foods. Research indicates that over 85% of older adults who take turmeric daily may not absorb enough curcumin, the active ingredient responsible for its health benefits. This is not necessarily due to the quality of the turmeric they are using or the dosage, but rather how they are incorporating it into their meals. It's essential to recognize that food pairings can significantly influence the absorption of curcumin in the body. Let's consider this through a scenario. Imagine someone, let's call him Walter, who has been faithfully adding turmeric to his morning tea, hoping to alleviate his arthritis pain. After 3 months, he feels no improvement. His joints still ache and his digestion remains off-kilter. Frustrated, he consults with a healthcare professional who reviews his diet and uncovers an unexpected issue. Walter has been mixing turmeric with several common foods that, unbeknownst to him, were blocking his body's ability to absorb its benefits. This situation is not unique to Walter. Millions of older adults across the country are in the same boat. They incorporate turmeric into their diets, but may be doing so alongside foods that weaken or completely cancel out its effectiveness. This is a crucial point that we will explore in detail today, as understanding these interactions can empower you to make better dietary choices. So what are these foods that can interfere with turmeric absorption? Throughout this section, we will focus on 3 common culprits that many people might not even realize are causing issues. These foods can create a barrier that prevents curcumin from entering your bloodstream effectively, thereby diminishing its potential health benefits. The first food that we'll discuss is processed dairy. Many people enjoy their morning coffee or tea with a splash of dairy milk or a sprinkle of cheese in their breakfast. However, what they might not know is that processed dairy products can act as silent saboteurs for turmeric. Ingredients like American cheese, powdered creamers, and flavored yogurts often contain additives and preservatives that can irritate the digestive system. For older adults, whose digestive systems may already be sensitive, this can lead to inflammation and hinder the absorption of curcumin. Studies have shown that proteins found in processed dairy can bind to curcumin, rendering it virtually useless in terms of health benefits. Next, we will explore vinegar-heavy foods, which can also disrupt the absorption of turmeric. Think about your favorite salad dressing or that tangy pickle you enjoy. These items may seem healthy, but their high acidity can create an unfavorable environment in your stomach for curcumin to thrive. Curcumin is sensitive to pH levels, and when exposed to acidic conditions, its stability decreases, leading to lower absorption rates. For those with digestive issues, this combination can cause discomfort alongside limiting turmeric's effectiveness. Finally, we will look at sugary foods, such as cereals and baked goods. These items can trigger inflammation in the body, countering the very benefits that turmeric aims to provide. Refined sugar is known to spike inflammatory markers within a short time after consumption, which can lead to a host of health problems, particularly in older adults. Understanding these food combinations is essential for maximizing the benefits of turmeric. By recognizing what to avoid, you can make more informed choices in your diet that allow turmeric to work effectively for you. As we move forward, I encourage you to think about your own meals. Have you ever combined turmeric with any of these foods? If so, please share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights might just help others who are navigating the same challenges. Let's continue our journey to discover how to pair turmeric with the right foods for optimal health. As we continue our exploration of turmeric, it's time to dive into the specifics of what foods to avoid in order to maximize the benefits of this powerful spice. Understanding these dietary pitfalls is crucial, especially for older adults who are looking to improve their health through natural remedies. Today we will focus on 3 common types of foods that can inhibit the absorption of curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, and potentially lead to disappointment in its effectiveness. The first food group we need to discuss is processed dairy products. Many people enjoy incorporating dairy into their meals, whether it's a splash of cream in their coffee, cheese in their omelets, or yogurt in smoothies. However, these processed dairy products can be detrimental to the absorption of curcumin. Why is that? Processed dairy is often loaded with additives, preservatives, and sugars that can disrupt digestion, particularly for older adults whose digestive systems are more sensitive. For instance, let's consider Martha, a 72-year-old who starts her day with scrambled eggs mixed with turmeric. While she believes she's doing something great for her health, she also adds a slice of processed cheese and coffee with a powdered creamer. Over time, Martha notices that her knees are swelling again and her digestive issues have returned. A review of her breakfast reveals the hidden culprits. The processed dairy products she thought were harmless are actually blocking the beneficial effects of the turmeric. Research has shown that proteins found in processed dairy can bind directly to curcumin, reducing its bioavailability by more than 50%. This means that even if you're faithfully consuming turmeric, if it's paired with the wrong dairy products, you may not be reaping any benefits at all. Next, let's discuss vinegar-heavy foods. Many people enjoy salads dressed with tangy vinaigrettes or condiments like ketchup and pickles. However, these foods can create an acidic environment in the stomach that is not conducive to curcumin absorption. Curcumin is a delicate compound that requires a balanced pH level to be effectively absorbed. High acidity foods can disrupt this balance and lead to curcumin breaking down before it can be utilized by the body. For those who may already have digestive issues such as acid reflux or ulcers, combining turmeric with vinegar-rich foods can exacerbate discomfort and further hinder the beneficial effects of turmeric. Finally, we must address sugary foods, including cereals, baked goods, and snacks. Many people enjoy a sweet breakfast or a treat throughout the day, but what they might not realize is that refined sugar can trigger inflammation in the body. High sugar foods can lead to an increase in inflammatory markers, such as C-reactive protein, within just 30 minutes of consumption. This means that if you're trying to calm inflammation with turmeric, consuming sugary foods at the same time is like throwing gasoline on a fire. For older adults, sugar can cause quicker spikes in blood glucose, slower metabolism, and increased joint pain, all of which counteract the anti-inflammatory properties of curcumin. Now that we've identified these 3 food categories to avoid, processed dairy, vinegar-heavy foods, and sugary items, let's take a moment to reflect on your own eating habits. Have you unknowingly combined turmeric with any of these foods? If so, I encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below. Your thoughts can help others who may be facing similar challenges. By being mindful of these common dietary pitfalls, you can enhance the effectiveness of turmeric in your daily routine. In the next part of our video, we will explore some foods that can actually boost the absorption of curcumin, helping you to fully unlock the potential benefits of turmeric. So, stay tuned as we continue this journey toward better health. Now that we've discussed the foods to avoid when using turmeric, it's time to turn our attention to the positive side. Let's explore some foods that can enhance the absorption of curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Understanding these beneficial pairings can empower you to maximize the health benefits of turmeric and ensure that your body reaps all its rewards. The first food that we will highlight is black pepper. You might be surprised to learn that just a small pinch of black pepper can significantly boost the absorption of curcumin by an astonishing 2,000%. This is due to a compound found in black pepper called piperine. Piperine works by temporarily slowing down the metabolism of curcumin in the liver, allowing more of it to enter your bloodstream and remain active in your body for longer periods. This means that if you are consuming turmeric without black pepper, you could be missing out on nearly all of its potential health benefits. Incorporating black pepper into your diet is simple. You can easily sprinkle it onto roasted vegetables, mix it into scrambled eggs, or add it to your morning smoothie. For those who enjoy making turmeric tea, consider stirring in a pinch of black pepper along with honey and a splash of lemon for a delicious and health-boosting drink. If you're taking turmeric supplements, make sure to check the label for piperine, or bioperine, which is the purified form of piperine. This ensures that you are getting the most out of your turmeric. Next, let's talk about healthy fats. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it dissolves in fat rather than water. This is a crucial point because without healthy fats, your body may absorb very little curcumin. Research has shown that dietary fats can significantly improve the bioavailability of curcumin. So how can you incorporate healthy fats into your turmeric consumption? You can cook with extra virgin olive oil when preparing dishes that include turmeric. For example, when roasting vegetables, toss them in olive oil and turmeric before placing them in the oven. You can also add turmeric to soups or stews near the end of cooking, along with a drizzle of olive oil. Avocados, nut butters, and coconut milk are also excellent sources of healthy fats that you can mix with turmeric. For instance, blending turmeric with almond butter in a smoothie not only enhances the flavor, but also ensures that your body can absorb the curcumin effectively. Finally, let's explore the benefits of raw honey. This natural sweetener is not just a delicious addition to your turmeric recipes. It also provides anti-inflammatory properties and helps support gut health. Raw honey contains a variety of beneficial compounds, including antioxidants, enzymes, and minerals that can enhance the effects of turmeric. When using turmeric and honey together, you can create a soothing drink that offers powerful health benefits. Try stirring a teaspoon of raw honey into a warm cup of turmeric tea, or mix turmeric and honey to create a golden paste that you can add to various dishes. Just remember to use raw honey rather than processed varieties, as heating and filtering can strip away many of its beneficial properties. Incorporating these foods, black pepper, healthy fats, and raw honey into your diet can significantly enhance your body's ability to absorb curcumin and maximize the health benefits of turmeric. As we wrap up this section, I encourage you to think about how you can start using these pairings in your daily meals. Have you tried combining turmeric with any of these foods before? If you have, I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Your insights could inspire others to explore new ways to enjoy turmeric and improve their health. In the next part of our video, we will discuss practical ways to incorporate turmeric into your daily routine, ensuring that you can easily enjoy its numerous benefits. So stay tuned as we continue this journey toward better health. Now that we've explored how to enhance the absorption of curcumin by pairing turmeric with the right foods, let's discuss practical ways to incorporate turmeric into your daily meals. Making turmeric a regular part of your diet doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. In fact, there are numerous simple and delicious ways to enjoy this golden spice that can help you reap its health benefits.